Well, hello. Today is Tuesday, January 19th. We have one birthday today. Today is Garrett Strong's birthday, so Garrett gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Garrett. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, hope you have a great day, Garrett. Today's the same as yesterday. Didn't do anything. I cleaned my house a little bit. I did a load of laundry. Jimmy came by and we did a tag. Worked on my puzzle a little bit. That border is just going to be the death of me yet. I still haven't finished the border. And that's just like supposedly the easiest part because it's just all square little pieces, flat pieces on the end. But that's getting to be a little trying. But I'm going to get it. I really am. I've been watching a lot of videos lately, and I've noticed the theme going on that everybody's kind of beating themselves up because they gained weight during the pandemic. And I've always been taught that you don't learn anything unless you make a mistake. Because if everything came easy to you, you really wouldn't feel accomplished on anything, and you wouldn't be proud of yourself when you did overcome something. So this is a new year. Last year wasn't the best year. A lot of us gained weight, and I think a lot of us are beating ourselves up because we're just kind of feeling discouraged. I know for myself, I'm having a hard time getting back on track. I'm going to show you my food, but what I'm not going to show you is I had a slice of cake today. I had Jimmy try to get Jimmy to take the cake home, and he had a pretty good sized piece of cake, but he said no. So I was hoping Jim would take the cake to work, and he said no, he didn't want to take the cake to work. So I had a slice of cake, and there was one slice left, and I just couldn't bring myself to throw it away. I know I should have threw it away. I know for a fact I should have threw it away, but I put it in the freezer. Now we know I'm going to eat frozen cake. I can eat frozen cake. But I think if it's not right there, I haven't had a homemade cake and I couldn't tell you how long. And I even knew when I made the homemade cake that it was a mistake. And but you know what? You learn from your mistakes. Okay, and I've learned I'm not making a homemade cake here for a while, at least until I can start doing my family dinners again. And it's not a whole cake for just Jim and I. I just think that you have to realize that nobody's perfect. And I feel sometimes hypocritical coming on here and telling you, and then like when I show you the food and I don't show you the cake. I wasn't even going to show you my food, but then I thought, that's kind of silly. That's because I can just tell you I had the cake. You don't need to see a piece of cake to know I had a piece of cake. And so that means 3 pieces of cake I've had this week. That's not good for a weight loss program. It's okay to have a slice of cake every once in a while, but 3 pieces in 3 days, it's not good. And take into consideration the 2 of those pieces I had on the same days. I went yesterday without a piece of cake. Woo, whoopee ding. I went one day without having a piece of cake. But I had a healthy breakfast. I had a healthy dinner. And I figured my chili a little high, I think. I figured it at 4 points. I don't use turkey because I'm not really a big fan of ground turkey. I'll eat ground turkey, but I'm just not a big fan of it. So I make mine with ground sirloin. And the container, the little bowl that I used is like 1.5 cups. And I think I figured at 2 points for a cup, but I would do the Weight Watcher math, and so I just put it as 4 points. And the chocolate pudding really kind of helped me out because in my heart of hearts, I knew there was still a slice of cake left. And so to kind of satisfy that sweetness, I thought I'm going to have a sugar-free pudding for 2 points, as opposed to the piece of cake, which is probably, I didn't track it. I didn't track it. I got to look up, find out how much it is. What was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when I wasn't showing you my food? I kind of looked up a chocolate sandwich bar, like a chocolate bar with vanilla ice cream, like an Eskimo pie. And it showed like it was like 9 points or something like that. And I thought, well, I can afford 9 points. And it was a Dove. I should have known better. It was a Dove ice cream bar. And so I was getting something out of the freezer, and I had my phone in my pocket, and I thought, you know, for the heck of it, or as we say, the halibut of it, I thought I was going to check and see how many points it was. Oh my gosh, it's not really that big of an ice cream bar. It really isn't, or whatever you call it. It's a vanilla ice cream with the chocolate covering, chocolate shell. 20 points. 20 points for this one ice cream bar. I was feeling bad that it was 8 or 10 points. 20 points. I thought, oh, I can't have those anymore. So, I know, and you say, Sandy, why do you have that stuff in your freezer? Because I live with someone that's not on Weight Watchers, and he wants that stuff in the house. So at least I put it in the garage in the freezer, so I have to at least make a special attempt to get out there. That's where I put the cake. So if I have to like think, I gotta go out in the garage. Not that it's a big deal to go out in the garage because it's not that far. I have an attached garage, so that'll just give you a clue how close the garage is to my house. But I don't know, I gotta get back on track. I just gotta get back serious, at least until I get to, well, I gotta be serious for a little bit longer than just getting into my next set of digits. Because I wish I could have the mentality that I had when I first joined Weight Watchers, because I was just so gung-ho. And it was so encouraging back then because I had so much weight to lose. And it was so easy to lose weight right away because I cut way back and my body didn't require as many calories. And so even the little bit of cutting out of food really made a difference and really showed really big weight losses, because I had some really good losses that first year. But now I'm really a little bit closer to my ideal body weight that my body thinks it should be, not what my doctor thinks it should be. And it's harder. And plus I'm 4 years older, so it's not impossible, but it is harder. It definitely is harder. And I just have to get back on track and start tracking a little bit better. And I don't know. And it's just, January is a hard month for me because it's like I can't go for my walks because the ice, you know, like there's like the thin ice, and like I said, the weather doesn't bother me. It's just the fear of falling. And the older I get, I can feel my balance off just a little bit. You know, not that I'm going to fall down all the time, but age does kind of creep up on you because all of a sudden you just, I look at myself sometimes and I see my mother. I look in there and think, I look just like my mother. And I always thought my mother was so much older. Not that she was only 25 when she had me, but I just always thought, you know, she looked like she was a 70-year-old woman. And now I look at myself and I think, yeah, you look like a 70-year-old woman. But I don't want to feel like a 70-year-old woman. I don't have a problem looking like a 70-year-old woman. I really don't. I don't really care. But I just got to get better at tracking my food a little bit better, not giving in to sweet tooths, and figuring out a better way of eating, I guess. I mean, I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I do have a few carbs and things like that, but I really don't know what I really want, was the sad part about it, because there's so many food choices. I can't even say that my food choices are limited, because they are not the least bit limited. And I watch people's cook with me videos, and they really make some really nice looking food, and I always say I'm going to have to try that, but then it's just me cooking for me because Jim works afternoons, and who wants to cook for just 1 or 2 people? I like to cook for a family, so I just, it's hard. It's just really hard, and it comes back to like making mistakes. Now, did I make a mistake having that piece of cake today? Oh, definitely, definitely. Did I learn from it? Oh, definitely, definitely. I learned. No more cake in the house for Sandy. It's as bad as the donuts. It really is, because I've overcome the donut craze, which I went through. Remember, if you've been with me, you know I went through a Suzy Q craze where I was just always eating Suzy Qs. And then I went into the turtle cake craze where I would buy the turtle cake, slice it up, put it in the freezer, and then eat the turtle cake. And then I got out of that and went into the donut phase. And now I'm in the homemade cake phase. So why can't I get back into the phase of eating healthy again? Because that's my next phase. That has to be my next phase, eating healthier. Because I realize that when I have the cake, it sets off something in me that tells me that that's not enough. That's just not enough. You need more. You need more. And I don't really need more, but the sugar makes me crave more sugar. And the more sugar I eat, then the more sugar I crave. And then I crave more sugar, and then I eat more sugar. So it's like a vicious circle. And I gotta get off that. Stop the roller coaster. I have to hop off because I have to do better. Not that I'm doing really bad, because I'm not beating myself up, because I'm a work in progress. I know that, and it's the way I'm going to eat. I always say it. It's the way I'm going to eat the rest of my life. So I have to figure out what I'm doing and get out of this mentality, which the whole in a nutshell is, why can't I be normal and have what I want to have when I want to have it? And that kind of thought's not going to get me to my goal. That thought process is going to keep me from getting to my weight loss goal. And I can't be in this thought process anymore. I have to stop thinking that I'm not normal. I am normal. This is normal. This is normal. This is what normal people do. Normal people don't think about food all the time. They really don't. And I find myself in that position lately, that I'm always thinking about food. And I think that the good majority of it is just sheer boredom. I'm bored beyond belief. I go in moods where I like to read, and I'm kind of like out of a reading mode right now, so I'm not really reading. And I watch TV, but then I'm not really into TV, and it's just, I'm just bored. I guess I'm just bored. I have no really crafty, like if I was a sewer, I could like make dresses or sew. You know, I watch so many people, like Joan at Joan's Pointed Plate, and Kim over a girl on her phone, and Dish with D when they hit the dollar store. They can go into the dollar store and, oh my gosh, they come home with such treasures, and oh, I'm going to change this into this, and I'm going to do this with that, and this looks like a sign, but it's going to be the, you know what, I look at it and I see a sign. They look at it and they can see like this big elaborate platform that they can, you know, build a whole, I can't even, see, I'm not even crafty enough to come up with what they could do with it, because they come up with some really, I look at that and I think, you know, I would have never thought of that, and that's why I'm not crafty. And Denise, my sister, always says, oh, you could be crafty if you tried. I've tried, I can't. I tried crocheting. I crocheted my mother an Afghan. Was it an Afghan, or did I knit that? I did knitting too for a hot minute in my life. I made my mother an Afghan for the couch, which I think my brother has. And then, what else did I make? I made a couple scarves, which were way too long, and they had extra rows, because it's, you know, like it should start off straight like that, but then it went off like that. My mother-in-law could crochet like you would not believe. She was like unbelievable. She could crochet. Excellent seamstress. She made all of her own curtains in her house. As a matter of fact, our first upper flat, she made all of the curtains in my house for that. She did the bridesmaid dresses for Bertie and Barb, my sister-in-laws, and my sister Denise, who was the honorary, she was like the flower girl, but she was 11, so she was too old to be a flower girl, so we just called her a junior bridesmaid. But she made those dresses, and she was crafty. I think she even upholstered a chair at one time. If memory serves me correctly, she probably upholstered a chair. I didn't get any of that. If I have sewing to do, we go to Bertie, because Bertie is Jim's sister who learned from her mother, so she knows how to sew. So we always bring everything over there and she sews it. But in a nutshell, I got to find something. I got to find something crafty I can do. I have to get a better eye, and well, that's not going to happen. I have to stop thinking of food, and I got to think of something crafty I can do. We'll see. Anyway, while we're pondering that thought, I'm going to show you my food and end this video because I've rambled on too long. And maybe I'll think of a story this week. I think I'm pretty much running out of stories. I'm going to have to start rerunning some stories. Do you have favorite stories I've told that you'd like me to repeat? I can do it. So anyway, always be learning from your mistakes. That's what I'm trying to do. And don't beat yourself up for 2020. It was a hard year for everybody in more ways than one. And we just have to look at 2021 as a new hope, a new year, a new vision on her horizon. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let's take a peek at what I did show you that I ate other than the slice of cake. Other than the slice of cake, everything I show you I really did eat, obviously. But I didn't eat anything else besides the slice of cake, which I'm owning up to. But that's enough for now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, let's eat breakfast, because look what time it is. It's time for almost lunch. Okay, let's see what we're going to do. Today is Tuesday, January 19th. My quote is, "The only real mistake we make is the one from which we learn nothing." It's an 8-point breakfast, 2 points for my slice of Ezekiel toast, 3 points for my holy guacamole, 3 points for my bacon, and 0 for my egg, tea, berries, and grapefruit. 8 points. I still have 15 points left for the rest of my day. Okay, for dinner we're just going to have some chili and a sandwich and some lemonade and a sugar-free Jell-O. I did go 2 points over. 4 points for my 1.5 cups of chili, 1 point for a tablespoon of sour cream, 1 point for my 2 tablespoons of my Velveeta shreds, 1 point for my ham, 4 points for my provolone, 2 points for my carb wrap, 2 points for my sugar-free pudding, and 0 for my lemonade. 15, wait a minute, let me see if I added that right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 13, 15. Oh no, I'm right on the money. I am exactly right, so I am fine. Because this is a 1. That's 1 point for 2 tablespoons of the shreds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 13, 15. Yep, right on track.